Welcome to the next course in your Toolkit series, a step-by-step approach to understanding tourism investment and finance, accessing sustainable funding, and social impact capital. While international development agencies in developing countries have recognized the numerous positive impacts of tourism, including promoting economic growth and achieving development assistance objectives, without the support from investment and finance resources, these goals are not obtainable. Tourism plays an integral role in the global economy. As one of the world's largest industries, tourism has grown rapidly and continuously for more than half a century and has become a significant source of global employment and economic output. The World Travel and Tourism Council estimates that the total impact of travel and tourism on global economic output will reach $9.2 trillion by 2021. Including indirect impacts, the WTTC estimates that in 2011, the industry will contribute nearly $6 trillion to global output, or 9% of world GDP. Travel and tourism investment is expected to reach $652.4 billion in 2011 and is forecast to reach to US $1.5 trillion by 2021. While the long-term trend in total international arrivals has remained fairly steady at 4 to 5% per year, overnight arrivals in many developing regions and countries have far exceeded that average, often at the expense of more traditional vacation destinations like Western Europe and North America. Over the past decade, that trend has been most pronounced in Africa and the Middle East, with Latin America, Eastern Europe, and parts of Southern Asia not far behind. This course includes 7 units and additional resources to provide participants the tools and knowledge and best practices necessary to identify and obtain sustainable tourism investment and finance opportunities. The first unit will help participants to understand and identify information on global tourism and investment trends. Understanding these trends is the first step in identifying investment opportunities and will allow participants to comprehend the benefits of sustainable tourism investment. Key resources and indicators, such as the World Economic Forum Travel and Tourism Competitiveness Report, and funding resources, such as social investment funds, are introduced. The second unit evaluates the investment environment and provides participants with the tools to be able to identify barriers to investment, understand enabling conditions for investment, and identify strategies and tools for attempting to overcome common barriers. Resources such as the World Bank IFC Doing Business Rankings provide annual updates for comparing, benchmarking, and tracking a country or region's investment environment. Unit 3, Project Identification, describes the steps involved in assessing the market for a proposed investment project. Participants will be provided with information to understand the steps in the process, including identifying key stakeholders and decision makers, outlining a site or community assessment and needs analysis, understanding an environmental impact assessment, and understanding an infrastructure or access assessment. In the fourth unit, participants will learn how to determine the financial feasibility for a proposed investment project through 2 phases, pre-feasibility and feasibility studies. Some fairly significant experience in financial modeling and business planning is typically needed to undertake a full feasibility study. A detailed case summary and lessons learned is provided based on Solomar International's experience. Unit 5 outlines guidelines for defining, designing, and presenting investment projects to potential sources of debt and equity financing. The tight scope, scale, and complexity of the proposed project will drive the process, but typically the process consists of identifying and recruiting partners and service providers and profiling and promoting an investment opportunity. Typically the most challenging task in the project development process, identifying and accessing funding, Unit 6, provides participants an understanding of the available types of financing, how to select the best type of financing, and identifying vehicles and resources for accessing project funding. At the end of the final unit, monitoring and evaluating sustainable tourism and investment projects, participants should be able to understand effective M&E strategies, understand possible measures and indicators to track and monitor project success, understand how to measure actual investment and investment impact, and finally, incorporate M&E activities in ongoing investment operations. The last slide outlines additional illustrative tools providing sample scopes of work, business plans, and feasibility analysis for participants to reference.